So it's very important for me to talk about this. And right, so again, healing is right. This hypnosis is for us to go to this deep relaxation state, or right hypnotic state, which is another word is a theta state, right? So this state is right. It's not a conscious state, so it's not an unconscious state, but it's a hypnotic state. So this state, we are, how to say, in a way we can say the mind is no longer that active. See? When the mind is not active, who comes to the surface? The soul, your true self. So you can tap into, let's say, the past memories, right? Whatever you, but it's not, yes, you, but who is this you? Again, is your higher self. Your higher mind will be able to take you to an important lifetime. It doesn't have to be past. It can be the future life or parallel life. Actually, my opinion, everything is a parallel because everything is happening. There's no time and space. So, right, there's no past or future. Right? Everything is still. I know which movie you're talking about. I did not watch it because I understand the concept, right? And the movie, I think, will give us some sort of a visualization, right? To be able to really see that it's happening. It's happening all the time, right? So everything is there. Everything's happening. So everything you want to say parallel life, yes, right? Because we don't have many words for this. So when you are connected with your soul, then any command I give to you, I don't say, hey, you go to this life 200 years ago. That's not the command I will give. But let's say any intention I have, you will be with me. You can be in the future, right? You can be on a different reality, in a different dimension, a different world, right? But to do what? It's not me taking you. It's not I'm the guide. The guide, your guide, is your higher self. The higher self will, or higher power, right, will guide you to that moment. And I can, right, do what? When you're there, so let's say tour guide, right? Tour guide is the person who takes you to that location. But I don't do all the time. I want your higher self to guide you. Right? And then when you are there, then the tour guide will, talk about this city, this church, right? Whatever, right? The thing that he needs to explain. But I don't do that, right? So there's no such thing we can use as an analogy. So what I do when you're there, I just ask you questions like, where are you? What you are doing right now, where you are going, and how do you feel right now? What kind of emotions you have, right? Are you there by yourself or with someone else, right? And then you're going to tell me because you're connected, right? So you'll be able to answer anything I ask you, including things that you have zero pre-knowledge. So let's say I was amazed. I took one of my subject, the person I work with, to another planet. This is not a client, so we do experimental sessions, right? So I want her to explore this planet, and when she's there, I know this planet, but I don't know everything about this planet. I know it's a healing planet. I know it's a very high dimensional place. So I said, okay, by the way, how far away from this planet is from Earth? She said without thinking. She said 7,000. Without.
What?
Everything is a without. Why you need to think? Why you need to think?
Wow.
It's not that you have this knowledge in your brain.
Right.
So where knowledge is from? It's from your subconscious. But it's not you carry this all the time. It's you tap into, you can say, the collective. So you tap into the Akashic record. Akashic record is like a library, right? So it's not that you go there, right? But everything I ask you, you just, when you're connected, you are connected with everything and everyone. If I ask you to talk with Jesus, you can do so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, right. So when I asked her how far away, right, this planet from Earth, she said 7,000 light 7,000 billion light years without thinking. She knows. So we change when we are right in a deep state. You're no longer this physical being, just with a brain, and the brain can store only certain memories that happened maybe from a couple of years ago till now, right? So the brain is not for this. So when you are in that state, you don't need to use your mind or the brain.
It just goes.
You just know. You use your knowing. How you can have the knowing? Because you tap into something, not your memory. You can say it's your memory, but you are connected with everything and everyone, right?
Yeah.
So you tap into that collective consciousness.
Oh wow, that's very deep.
Yes, and I know very few people really know this, right? I don't know this either until I started doing this, right? So it's not something I learned in school, no, right? So I just kind of explored and experienced it, and then I figured it out. But not everything. I'm still exploring, right? I'm still trying to understand as much as possible, because so it's a massive, right, in the universe. The universal knowledge is way beyond our human comprehension, right? So you are tapping into, so it's almost like a river or ocean, right? You get close, right? Right now we're far away when we're conscious, right? But as soon as you go to that deep state, then you are there. Let's say you are by this ocean, and then you can tap into, and then everything about you or your family or whoever, right, is important to you. Then we can find out. We can find out what anything that is serving your highest good.
Yes.
See, so
that would be great. My highest good. Like I don't even know what it is.
Right, but whatever, right, that needs to come out, it will come out, because right, we have to trust, right?
Yeah.
And because we are being supported by the universe unconditionally all the time. So your higher self knows exactly what you need to see, what do you need to experience, right? And for you to understand, oh, this is why I'm having this kind of a challenge. But this challenge, not for you to suffer, is for you to do what? I'm sorry, I did not get it.
To heal.
Okay, no, that's not the goal, right? The challenge, what's the purpose of the challenge?
The purpose of this challenge is actually to know.
To learn a lesson, which is created by you, by your higher self.
From the past.
No, not why always have to be from the past. From now, from this moment.
Future. Okay.
Why everything must be from the past, right? To see the past is not because the past created this challenge. No. To see the past is because in the past, what happened? Most likely that the same lesson has now been learned in a different situation. You got it? It's the same lesson, but whatever you see, let's say that happened a few hundred years ago, right? Let's say it really doesn't have to be, but make it a little bit easy to understand. Let's say, right, 500 years ago, something happened and you were in Europe, right? And you did not learn that lesson. And that's why you chose to have this life, not right, the life is just for this, right? But you chose this life to learn one of the lessons you haven't learned in the past. That makes sense?
That makes sense. I mean, this is why I like trying to find whys and hows.
Right. How is not that important. Why is we need to know the root cause. The cause is not because what happened. The cause is what? I know this is a little bit hard. I'm testing people. I'm giving you a score. I'm going to...
Giving you a score of what?
I'm just joking. Then I have to decide, right, how much I want to do this session with you.
I know.
I can make a secret note, right?
Questions you're asking, you're kind of seeing me as like my character over the phone, so I get it. So, okay.
So what I asked you just now, I said, I forgot.
I forgot too. You were saying something about what? Oh my God.
So the lesson, right, is for us to learn again something, right, that we need to overcome, right? We need to transcend. So this lesson right now, right? If people, right, if you are saying that I don't feel good about this, that means what? That means you're still, right, in this energy, right? The event, right? This lesson, everything is made of energy. So this energy is still there, and you are not sure how to overcome. So this energy basically is some type of negative emotions, and this emotion right now, in a way, is a little bit stuck inside of you, inside of this body.
That's how I feel.
Right, so it's good that you have the awareness. See, not everyone, right? Because some people can say, I feel sad, but that's it. How to say, the first step is we must have the awareness. Otherwise, we can't change, right? So because of that, you said, okay, I want to try this modality, right? Maybe this can make me understand. And so what can make us change is, one is to understand why I'm facing this, right? What is the lesson? Why and what is the lesson? And the next one should be,
have I learned?
Correct.
Okay.
Right? And so what is learning? Right? Let's say if I ask you, let's say the lesson can be let it go. Right? Let's say if that is the lesson, what you can say that you have learned or you haven't. So you did not let it go, right? That means you did not learn. You have learned is you did let it go. But people say, okay, I let it go, but I still feel the pain. Does that, right? Sounds right, a familiar right situation, state of being, right? So what happened? So that is basically, I can say, yes, in maybe conceptually, right? You are telling yourself to let it go, right? You're telling yourself,
I'm physically letting it go.
Right, or spiritually, mentally, right? You mentally is like, you can think about it, but does not mean you're really doing it, right? Or you did a little bit, right? Not exactly, right? Because letting go, right? If we did, then we should feel released and light, and then we can move on, right? So if that's not how we feel there, it's still being stuck, right? The energy is still being stuck. And who made the energy stuck? You, right? We are responsible for everything. We can never say someone did, right, something to us.
Yeah.
Right? Why?
Because it's our body, that Holy Spirit, it's our action.
Because you planned your higher self. Everything happened. Right? Let's say someone is doing something to you. Let's say stole money from you. It's because we created that event. For us to learn a lesson from that. I know it does not make sense, but it makes sense to the soul. We prefer a lot of things, good things. We don't prefer something painful, right? But the soul has a different attribute. So the soul wants to learn in order to grow and evolve. How the soul can evolve if everything's perfect?
Yeah.
You can see that. That's just balance. But we need challenge. That's the only way we can learn. The only way.
Challenge. Yeah, I mean, challenges makes you change your beliefs and your values and your principles, everything.
Yes. Right. Because you have no reason to change.
Yeah.
Right? So when I see any challenges, we need to, what's the right attitude is, number one, right? Besides the healing part, right? The healing is not that easy, right? But the first step we all can do is...
Question for me?
Yeah. Because I like to ask those. I'm not saying...
First thing I can do is acceptance.
Is to acknowledge it, right?
Yeah.
This happened.
Awareness.
Yes. Very good. Right? Otherwise you wouldn't contact me, because you are aware this happened, and you are also aware what happened did not make you feel good, and you tried You tried it different ways, right? I'm sure, right? You try, and it has been a while, right? Some time, right? And so what happened is, because why we cannot change if we understand we're supposed to just let it go, right? Why we cannot? What is stopping us from doing that, right? What is that? Can you come up with something? What do you think is really stopping you or right anyone, right? Who?
It's the ego part, I think, the pride.
Yes. What else? Is right? The ego itself cannot do this much.
Forgiveness? I don't know.
So right, you see, we have many millions of beliefs. Because this is how we live, right, on this planet, right? When we were born, right, as soon as we understand things, maybe from age of 3, 4, 5, when you can talk, right? What do we learn? We learn from things from right, our parents, friends, relatives, right? And then teachers. We learned many beliefs. So let's say separation or divorce, right? Break up is negative, right? It's not something people celebrate. Yes, sometimes they do, but most of the time, right, in our, people don't say, oh, congratulations, you just got divorced, right? So we see that as a not very positive thing, right? But that's just a belief. But this belief can deeply affect us. So when we let's say break up with someone, right? We don't feel this is a good thing, right? But if we change the belief, I'm just using this as an example. If we change the belief, if we take this belief out, then the breakup itself does not have a negative meaning built in. Am I right?
Yeah.
So the pain sometimes is not only from the belief, but can be from one of our beliefs.
Yeah. I mean, believe what? Believe in what?
This is not good. This is, I'm using the example, you tell me, right?
I don't even know. Half the time I'm like working so much that like I'm just smaller at work. So like there's just this feeling, you know?
Yeah, so tell me what that feeling is. If you can put in words.
Can't think of the right word for it. Hurt.
What?
Hurt.
Mm-hmm. So what is hurting? Why is hurting?
My ego, when you love someone so much, and then you can turn around and just be another person and both start dating someone that was as a friend, it hurts my ego too.
Okay, so you are saying to yourself, you are saying I'm hurt, right? But if we go a little bit deeper, so you are saying that how I say one more time, so this person was one person, but then he changed to someone else, yeah?
Yeah, he became another person where he realized he can benefit or he might like the other person more than me. You know, like, so it's painful because you develop such a long relationship over the past 2 years just to lose that, and then the person just chooses another person who doesn't even know that time being, like just not even 100%. They just want a fresh start, who is a friend of mine, and then just dropped everything and they both hid from me.
I see. So that even that friend, that person,
I know her for years before I met him, and it's just so heartbreaking to know two people had to justify the relationship.
I see.
To make it work. Oh, I never even saw her as a friend, or she felt the same way. And, you know, they both have to make up a story for themselves, and I'm like, who does that?
So
anyways, everything happens for a reason. You know, it obviously still hurts a little bit, and it's really hard for me to like move forward and trust other people, even though it's only been like 8 months. I try to go back to dates and stuff, just because, like, you know, what is there to know about? I'm sad about this. So, like, I just try to like move forward and keep going with life. But there's this feeling that I can't get rid of. There's just, like, I'm happy my family's finally healthy again. Like everything is like doing well. My career is going well. There's some people that I hate at my job. Like, but it's just like it's always like that, you know. But there's something that I cannot put my finger at, and I really want to understand like is it like what is the problem? What is the real cause that stems inside of me? Is it the present, the past? What I'm doing? Like I don't even know.
So see, if I listen to you and I just say things from the human's point of view, then you don't need me, right?
Why?
No, because I'm not going to. Because from the human point of view, it's not going to heal you, right?
Yeah.
Even the words. What I would say is, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm with you, right? I understand your feeling. I still can say this, but then I'm going to say things from the spiritual point of view, which is more important for you to know. So you made this kind of a plan, right? Before you came to Earth, for you to learn something. So if we made this plan, think about it. Can we complain about it? Can we complain about that person? That person, I'm not blaming you, right? But I'm saying it's like you planned this show. It's like a show, and you're on stage, and you are the director, you are the producer, you are the script writer, and you are the actor, right? And then, but you cannot just play the show by yourself. So you have people who are you invited before you came to Earth, and you went to them because I can take you to that moment before you came to Earth, and how you that moment when you made this agreement with that soul. You see, and what you said at that time, something like this: "Hey, I need to learn something. I need to learn this type of lesson, and it's time for me to learn this. And can you play this with me? Can you play the bad guy for me?" And that person might say, "I don't really like it, right? This role, but I will do it for you." See, if this is the case, right? Because I had many sessions were like that, and they really, one person after the session, she did not say much. She left. She felt almost embarrassed. I mean, not in a bad way, right? She came and she told me this person, they were supposed to be together, but then she spent 2.5 years with this person, but the person said, and they were both very spiritual, and they felt this love on the spiritual, on the energetic level, and so it's not that they just kind of fell in love, and they really felt they were for each other, but then this person did not really keep his promise. And so she was very hurt, and then she has to leave her job because they work in the same office, something like that. But the session showed, right, they were on this beautiful garden, and it's not on Earth. And this garden is a place that they have been there for like 1,000,000 years. They were best friends there, and they were always dancing. Okay, so what happened? I talked to the other. They're like animal-like. One is like a bear, one is like a pig, right? I think the female is more like a pig. So I talked to the bear and I said, what's going on? Why you guys chose to come to Earth this time? And he said, yes, it's for her. For this, it's not her, right? They don't have a gender, but it's for this soul, right? Let's say Julie. I'm just making things up. To make for Julie to learn something she hasn't learned. She tried, but she did not do well. So we were planning, right, to go to Earth for her to learn. Basically, I think it's not to have attachment, right? And in a way, from the human's perspective, he betrayed her. But he was really the one who, how to say this, he dedicated himself. He'd have to come to Earth just to play the role, right, as this person, and he decided to come to Earth with her.
Oh wow!
You got it.
To teach her how to detach.
Correct.
Oh my God! To learn how to self-love, basically.
To without, right, anyone.
Right.
We can say that because we're supposed to do that all the time because that's us. We are, right? If we don't love ourselves, we can never really love other people. How can you give love if you don't have?
Yeah.
You have to have towards yourself, right?
I also think I give too much love, and I like I'm just like a lover,
But if you feel that way, it's because you have some sort of expectations. Otherwise, you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't say, I give too much love. Because love is not love unless it is. So if, let's say, you love someone, and if this love is not unconditional, then it is something else, right? Because if I say I love you, so you need to love me back, that is, unfortunately, is not love. And then we will feel some sort of disappointment, right? Some sort of resentment, right? Anger, right? Because but who is doing unconditional love on earth, right? Parents to children that love is close, right? A lot of parents can say, I don't expect anything from my children, right? But they expect something, still something. I hope they'll become a good people, right? That's still something, but it's less, right? So, but it comes to romantic relationship, right? Including myself. I'm not saying I can do this, right? This is just, I do understand the concept, right? So if I'm telling myself, right? If I want to, get myself into a romantic relationship, and if I feel that my love is still not unconditional, meaning I can say I love you, and no matter what you do, it doesn't matter what you do. If I cannot do that, I would say to myself that I'm not that ready.
Right.
So I'm not sure if I should get myself into that, right? But it's very hard for people first to say, okay, I can love this person and this person can do whatever he wants. But
that's not real.
But we really do that. Who is doing that? Who did that? Right? Definitely on earth, right? We had people where this is not a romantic relationship, but right, it's a unconditional love that he's giving to everyone. Who is that? Jesus. He did it. Yeah. He's not expecting anyone to love him back, right? So can we really do that one day, right? Can we get to that point? Everything's possible, right? But right now, I'm talking about this. I'm not telling you should, right, do this. That's not my point. But just to imagine, we can imagine if you do that, something close to that, then you will be a happy person.
Yeah, that's what I'm going towards. I want to be the person that I should be at my highest self for this year, because I don't want to be who I am last year.
Right. And see, if you don't even just feel this idea is crazy idea, then you are somewhere. You're on the way.
I don't think it's a crazy idea. I believe in it.
Right. And because some people will say, okay, Naomi, maybe you do it. I cannot.
Yeah.
But we all can, right? Because any disappointment, anger, right? Just think about it. If we don't desire anything, then how can we feel pain?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, going back to the healing, right? The healing is when you're connected with the universe, right? With everything and everyone, then you are going to understand this concept at a much deeper level. And it's not you become someone who understands this. You remember that's who you are.
Yeah.
You see, it's nothing new to us, but we just forgot. And we just need to, the purpose of this life is to use this physical life to remember.
Yeah.
And then our mind, body, and soul will create harmony, and they're no longer fighting with each other. Not fighting, but not having the balance, right? If we don't feel good, it's not balanced. That's why.
Yeah.
And when we do feel joy and peace, it becomes balanced.
That makes sense.
Right? So that is healing, right? Is to become who we are, right? It's not to get anything extra. We don't need anything. We have everything, right? So it's like someone did not take a shower for a month, right? So all you need to do is take a shower, and then you don't become another person. You're still you, right? But this is the more, right, who you are.
Yeah.
Right? You just basically, you can say, take off all the baggages, all the beliefs. You say, I don't need those heavy energy, emotions.
I don't need this heavy energy. I need to let go and kind of go into like my deeper self.
Right. And then you will always feel light and joyful and peaceful.
That's what I need. How do we get there?
So, right, to go within, right? So so hypnosis is a magical way for us to go to that deep state, so we can connect with our true self. Yeah. So then you might say, okay, how about when I finish this? After I finish the session, right? So let's say, how about other healing? Let's say plant medicine, psychedelics. It's the same concept. Medicine will make you go to a deep, right, a relaxation state.
Yeah.
Right. The medicine is doing the work instead of me. Right. So the medicine make you go there. Then you connect with everything. Right. All the memories, and then you see who you are, and you say, oh, this is who I am. Right. This is what I can do. Not this, right, one that I believed till this point, because we did not believe ourselves for a long time, right? We just limit ourselves. We underestimate ourselves, right? And because we say we don't love ourselves. So what does that mean? Is, right, you underestimate. You beat yourself up, right? So the medicine or this right connection with who you're true will make you understand that, oh, I can do everything. There's nothing I cannot overcome. I cannot, transform, right? And I can do it. Because you say that only when you truly understand where you came from. Who, right? What kind of a past life you had? Let's say you can be someone who is I have people are from all over the place in the universe, and they're one person's a galaxy energy, and she's right now in this small body and playing this human role, but she's much than this, right? So after the session, she has anything to worry like she cannot do, right?
No.
Right.
Probably.
Right. So the knowing will change us. Right?
Okay.
That's one way to heal us, because then you all of a sudden you feel like, I got it. There's nothing I cannot do. And like that lady, right, who came to my office, and she was very sad and depressed, right, because this person was not, did not, right, he did not keep his promise to be with her.
Yeah.
But after the session, she left very quickly.
She's like, okay,
I got it.
that guy is making me detach.
Right. He did me a big favor.
Yeah.
Right? Right? She has no complaint anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And so this is one way, right? So when you understand, you feel like, I got it, right? I woke up, right? Basically you woke up,
yeah.
Right? And another way I do, right? The main healing part is the energy that inside of you, this heavy energy, right? We really can do something with it, right? Let's say I got it, but, right? I still want to do something with that, right? Emotions, that negative emotions. So what I can do is I have a way to take people to energetic healing place in the universe. So they are healers. Energies will come in and will transform, help you to transform that heavy energy from negative to positive.
So instead of diving deep on like what I'm dealing with, you'd rather transform my energy instead?
No, I do both.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's not the A or B, right? It's not that you choose.
Right.
No, why not both, right?
Okay.
Right. This way, you will feel really differently, physically and mentally, spiritually, and emotionally.
I have a question. Do you believe in psychics?
See, I cannot speak for someone I don't know, right? If I know the person, right? Basically, psychic people, they are people, or right, at least the real psychic. They're to energy, and they tap into that energy. So they if they hypnotize themselves, right? But they can tune into that energy, right? But this is not something just right, the psychic can do. Every person has a psychic ability, just we don't believe and we don't practice.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so and if you really want to tap into, and if what you really want to tap into, I will do it. I will be able to. But I love what I do because instead of calling people, I want them to experience. I think, right? That's much more interesting and fascinating, and right? Because you cannot say that I told you. You visualized, right? You were there. It's like you're doing time travel, right?
Yeah, let's very interested and intrigued on where this can happen, but how else we do that? Like, what is this